New now at 5 o'clock. A disabled man in Gastonia had big plans for his summer for his family that included installing a new pool in their backyard, but those plans have been put on pause.
Yeah, the family says the contractor they hired took their $32,000 for the job and didn't finish it. And on top of that, they've been left with an enormous hole in their backyard. WBTV's Bria Bell spoke to the family, who has a warning for you tonight.
So it's been disappointing at the very least.
Last fall, Chris Story had plans on a fun-filled summer for him and his 3 girls. So at first he was like,
oh yes, we're getting our pool.
Construction started in January, but now 4 months later, it's frustration, not fun in the sun for Chris Story's family. Wires, pipes, and a huge mess of dirt sit where there's supposed to be a finished swimming pool.
This is the same way it looks since February.
Story hired a contractor from Pool and Spa Service by Jody in November and paid $30,000 to get the ball rolling, with an additional $2,000 for an added side project. According to Story, shortly after that contractor started groundwork for the pool, the project kept getting delayed.
Because his excuse is, well, it's been raining. Well, my neighbor built a pool and it was raining and it's done. In 4 weeks, it was done.
The contractor that Story paid is Jody Harris. Harris agreed to speak with me under the condition that his legal counsel, William Moore, be present. He says he knows the timeline for the pool project was on the longer side, but stands firm by his claim that weather was a prime reason for the holdup.
A lot of people don't understand the way construction works because they don't work outside.
But that's just one part of Story's dilemma. He is wheelchair bound and said he had plans on having physical therapy sessions in the water. But because the area behind his home has turned into a construction site, he can hardly get around his backyard. Story decided to cut business ties with Harris at the end of April. He didn't believe it should have taken this long for his family to be able to take a dip into their pool. And now Story feels his $32,000 is money down the hole.
You're out of money, you didn't get your dream pool, and then every time it does rain, it's a mess.
A lot of money left on the table that I'm not going to be able to get, you know, to finish the project. So, I mean, it's definitely hurting me too.
But then there's this. Harris told me he is not a licensed and bonded contractor, something I was able to confirm with the North Carolina Licensing Board for General Contractors. The most Harris is able to work for without that license is $30,000 for one project. But in his contract with Story, the final cost would have been nearly $46,000. Harris even had to file a permit with the city of Gastonia to be able to break ground for the pool. But city records show he put that he was installing the pool for under $30K.
Well, it's been a roller coaster ride.
The Better Business Bureau recommends hiring contractors that are licensed and bonded. So in a case like this, you'll have a peace of mind knowing that the business is more established.
That is key.
A $32,000 lesson Story had to learn the hard way.
I think if I can save people $32,000, $50,000 down the road, I've got my money back.
That's our Bria Bell reporting. Chris Story is in the process of reporting contractor Jody Harris to the North Carolina Licensing Board. He's working with an attorney to help settle the dispute in court. In the meantime, you can find accredited contractors on the Better Business Bureau's website. We've added the link to the web story on WBTV.com.